Welcome to my world of stuff. My name is Paul. A quick video for you this afternoon. I'm in the cinema room. It's Saturday afternoon. It's a bit parky. So I've come in, I've got my coat on, I put the heating on, give it a few minutes to warm up. Just a quick video, a very minor sort of unboxing and update on a couple of things I've had recently. One book I want to recommend, which I read in a rush last weekend, but two discs which arrived today. And like most of you, I've been partaking of the Black Friday sales that have been coming up during the week off and on. Every email I seem to open is, you can't miss this, don't miss out, with all sorts of deals and things. You could go a bit nuts if you're not careful. But a couple of things that I bought, I'm particularly attracted to because they were pretty good value. They arrived today, so I'll open those up. The first one is, but these are both courtesy of Xavi's sales. This is a very nice steelbook edition of Goldfinger, one of the early James Bond movies, and one of the best of the early James Bond movies. I got this on Blu-ray, but it's a steelbook and it wasn't hugely expensive. And although I'm not a rabid collector of steelbooks, if I see them at a good price and the films I like, I'm going to pick them up. So I'm actually opening this one up now before your very eyes. Yeah, it's wild at the moment. The wind is howling outside here at the moment. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay in here tonight. I might go back into the full warmth of the house. Yeah, I hope you're all well, because we had Storm Arwen causing a lot of trouble around the UK last night. I don't think we were expecting it to be too bad in Wales, but we had a real howler during the night. It was pretty wild. No particularly huge damage caused, but you could hear the wind whistling all through the night, so it was a bit parky, and it was cold today, to say the least. Anyway, here's the Blu-ray. Really nice gold-coloured image of Sean Connery as James Bond, and the late Sean Connery and the late Honor Blackman as Pussy Galore. Nice sort of spine design with the word Goldfinger. The J card on the back has a nice image of Bond and the DB5, and if you can read anything that's on there. Some nice special features. I don't know if I assume they're the same as the normal Blu-ray. Commentary by the director Guy Hamilton, commentary featuring members of the cast and crew, Sean Connery on the set, screen tests on tour with Aston Martin, on a Blackman open-ended interview, the making of the film, 007 mission control, interactive guide, the Goldfinger phenomenon. So loads of stuff there. And I say, I'm sure it's on the original Blu-ray version, but this is just a nice chunky steel book. I will carefully, if I can, detach the J card so we can have a look at the discs themselves. It's got the usual. They're always a bit of a sod to open these discs. I don't really want to damage the J card, but it is stuck fairly firmly down here. Oh, yeah. Man takes plastic off Blu-ray cover. There we are. Okay, right. Okay, there's just the one disc inside with the 007 logo on it. Quite a nice design underneath of the logo. So yeah, nice little piece, nice little collector's item. Haven't damaged the J card too much, which is nice. And that will go back into place and up on my shelf shortly. That's Goldfinger on Blu-ray. 4K Ultra disc is the next one. I've got this on 4K already, but it's the steelbook now, and again, it was quite cheap. It's Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman, starring Gal Gadot, the first Wonder Woman, rather than the very disappointing sequel that I don't want in any format, to be honest. It's a terrible film. I'm not one of those people who will buy a film just because I like the cover, it's got a slip case or a nice design. If I don't like the film, I don't want it in my collection. So, but I did like the original Wonder Woman, which is why Wonder Woman 1984 was such a disappointment. You sort of think, how could they get it so wrong after I haven't got it so right the first time? But there it is. Very nice metal cover, very colourful image of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman hurtling through the air with the Wonder Woman logo underneath. It's really nice and colourful. On the back, J card again with details of the film and all the special features and the specifications of the disc. Special features, more than 2 hours of bonus content. X's mission, explore the filmmaking journey to create an adventure worthy of DC's greatest warrior. The director, she takes you through Wonder Woman's most pivotal and exciting moments, extending scenes, bloopers and more. So there, that's the 4K. Again, that's very nice Wonder Woman on the spine there. again with the old J card, and again I shall endeavour to carefully remove it. Again, it's got that little bit of sticky. I understand why these things have J cards, but once you sort of detach them, they're never quite the same. Okay, that one's off. We open up the disc to find inside. Yeah, the two discs there, the 4K and the Blu-ray. What's underneath there? Just slip them out. It's the Wonder Woman logo. There's a leaflet inside. There she is again. Leaflet inside, indicating the forthcoming Suicide Squad, which we've of course now had, and the Batman, which is due out next year, and some other bits and pieces. Gotham Knights. So yeah, that's a very nice looking 4K disc of Patty Jenkins's Wonder Woman. So I'm rather pleased to have that one in the old collection. I will watch Wonder Woman again actually quite soon, because it is a good film. It just makes the fact that the last one was so bad such a disappointment, I think. The other thing I want to talk about is a book which I received last week. This is a book I knew was coming out because I'd read a review of it, and I thought I must order this book because I'm a big fan of this film, and I just didn't get around to ordering it. And it arrived in the post week yesterday, which was Friday the 17th, 18th. And I thought, oh, I must have ordered this after all. I didn't bother going back to check my Amazon orders. I just assumed I must have ordered it. And then I had a message from a friend of mine, Shaun Alexander in North Wales. Hello, Shaun, if you're watching. To say, ask me if I'd had anything interesting in the post. The cogs of my mind work quite slowly, and they work quite slowly to make me think, oh, hang on. I looked back in the packaging and there was a little note saying it was an early Christmas present from Shaun, who knows I'm a fan of the film. So thank you so much for that, because if it hadn't been for him, I would have probably forgotten the book and never had it. It's called I've Got a Red on You. It's How Shaun of the Dead Was Brought to Life. It's by Clark Collis, who's a journalist for Entertainment Weekly in America. Shaun of the Dead is one of my favourite films, certainly the last of this century, really. I don't know why, because it's a low-budget, silly British rom-com, but there's something about it which just touched a nerve with me when I first saw it in the cinema back in the day, which would have been 2003, 2004, I guess, when it was released. And it's a film I've revisited so many times since. I've had it on Blu-ray, DVD, I've got it in 4K now. It's one of those films I can watch at any time, and of course it's always on ITV2, and if I stumble across it, I will watch it wherever it is in the story, because it's just, sorry, a bit of dust on me. It's one of those films I can just get stuck into. And every time I watch it, having said it's just a silly comedy, it's not, it's actually a very clever comedy. If you've seen the film, you know what it's about. It's directed by Edgar Wright, it's written by Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg, and it's not a spin-off of Spaced, the TV series, but it features many of the main cast of Spaced, and it's a zombie story. It's about a slacker called Shaun, who is in his late 20s, but his life's going nowhere. He works in an electrical supply shop. His girlfriend is getting fed up with him because he's got no motivation and no drive to better himself. He just lives with his friends. Pete, who gets exasperated as well, and Ed, who's played by Nick Frost, who's just a slob. Takes a little bit of weed now and again. His girlfriend, Shaun's girlfriend Liz, splits up with him. Overnight there's a zombie apocalypse, and Shaun and Ed have to team up to rescue Liz and her friends and his mum Barbara, and find safety until it all blows over. It's just a great film. I love it. It's so funny. It's so colourful. And as I said, every time you watch it, you pick up a new visual gag or new visual reference. This book is all about the making of the film. Not just the making of the film, that was how it came to be made, the difficulties of making it. It's really a textbook exercise in how the hell people make a film, and the drive and determination you've got to have to write the thing, then try and get it funded, get it made, get it distributed, get it in front of people. And I take my hat off, or at least I would if I was wearing one, to people, talented people who want to make these things happen. And it's such a battle. I mean, it gives you potted biographies of Edgar Wright, who is my favourite film director, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, who are the prime movers in the film, how they came together, how they got experience of film and television, built up a CV behind them, then found themselves with an idea for a film. The film, as you probably know, sort of spins off from a sequence in one of the episodes in Spaced, which is like a zombie themed scene. And Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg thought this would be a sort of an interesting idea for a film. This is before the whole of The Walking Dead and the remake of Dawn of the Dead and Resident Evil and all these things suddenly exploded zombies back into the public eye. And this came along as this was about to happen. And there's a bit where Edgar Wright is sort of upset to discover that 28 Days Later is coming out, which was Danny Boyle's. It's not an undead film, it's a contagion film, really, but it's got sort of zombie-type creatures in it. And then there's Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead. So they were ahead of the curve, really. But, of course, low-budget British film, $4 million budget, £4 million budget, not really going to compete with those sort of big films. But, of course, it did. It did. And bettered most of those films. And it's just fascinating. I love the film. And I read this in practically 2 sessions. I started it last Saturday night, finished it Sunday early evening, 400 odd pages, and it just goes through the history of the film, how it was written, how it was made, how the problems getting it financed. It's illustrated in, there are some illustrations. It's mainly text, but it's got storyboards, behind the scenes photos, and it covers the sort of the careers beyond, really, particularly of Edgar Wright and the films and things he's done since. It's a great book. It's available now by 1984 Books. I think it's about 17 quid on Amazon, but it's 19.99 is the RRP. Hugely recommended. It's great design as well. The cover design has got that sort of image of Simon Pegg's shirt with you've got red, and of course the pages of this edging in red as well. So it's been very well put together, brilliantly written and researched, with loads and loads of original interview material for most of the cast and production. It's just fantastic. Highly recommended for a Christmas stocking filler read if you want to know about how films get made. Right, that's me done for this little video. I hope I find you all well in the deteriorating weather. Until I see you next time, you know what they say, keep taking the stuff.